Good morning, everybody. We're playing some Bant Control today. This is a deck I was liking a decent amount during the trophy race last season, and I feel like March of Otherworldly Light it is a card that's impressed me when I've seen other people play it so far. I haven't actually cast the card yet, but I think it has looked pretty good when I've seen it in action. Obviously, big comparison to Prismatic Ending. You know, you're usually spending one extra mana to exile a only artifact creature enchantments. This actually can't hit planeswalkers, but you know, there are some differences, of course. Like, this is instant as opposed to sorcery, which is a big difference. This can actually exile Urza's Saga at instant speed for 1 mana, which Prismatic Ending cannot exile. This can also exile artifact lands, which is pretty relevant right now in this metagame. And in this 80 card Yorion control deck, I do feel like you do want like the full 8 Prismatic Ending March of Otherworldly Lights. So this felt like a pretty good place to start playtesting the cards, since I do think you want the full 4 of each, because you're the 80 card deck instead of the 60 card deck. Any updates, upgrades for Bulk Arc? You get to play the channel lands, which are like pretty significant upgrades because you have so many legends. You play one of each over the two of the red black fast lands, but it's not like a huge change. I think if the impact is that premium versions get to be expensive and collectors like them, and then their regular versions are less expensive, so they're more available to players, I would say that probably ends up being a positive impact on average. But I don't know. You know, I watch you know, a decent amount of MTG content and stuff, and there sure are a lot of videos in the Magic community talking about topics that I feel like I literally never think about. Just like, there's a lot of videos about like, you know, the cards and the foils and the quality of the sets and the collecting, and I'm like, wow, I never think about any of this stuff. I think I need to get that Sentinel out of there. Obviously feels pretty bad, especially on the mulligan. Delver, 8 months, appreciate you. Think Windswept Heath is better than another blue fetch? So you just asking. I do, yeah. You like, this deck wants to fetch basic forest somewhat often, just like you're seeing here, for abundant growth. So like, I think it is better, yeah. AC with 60 months, appreciate you. That card select be more greedy removal. Yeah, again, like how do I say this? I feel like my senses are dull, because a lot of times people I don't know how to explain this. People like look at the cardboard and the glossy and like, this is glossy. This card stock is it's thinner. I can feel the difference. The quality is lower. I can't tell the difference. Like, I don't know if my brain doesn't work or what I'm missing. But it's not just the cardboard too. It's stuff like this all the time. People will try to like discuss details or like differences in music, and I just like a lot of times just can't tell the difference in what they're talking about. And so you know, probably not the kind of content I'll ever be making. AC with 60 months.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Literally just asking if we can get a deck tech king. Yes, you can. Thank you for that. If you post the link in chat, you can. Yeah, I meant for the digital world, apparently. Any cool innovations on Seismic Assault? We tried to build the deck a couple times. I don't think I ever played it. I mean, like, I do think card quality diminishing is bad, but boy, can I just, like, never tell that something is worse. I also really need glasses. What was I doing the other day? I don't know. I just like, things that are further than, like, 15 feet away, I can't read. I can see them fine. But these are blue light glasses. These aren't prescription glasses. But I can see them fine. Like, I can see the shape and the colors, but I can't read anything that's far away like I used to. An Esther can. I need to get glasses, like real glasses. Ghost Quarter. I mean, I'll take that. It's a pretty good exchange for me, right? Whoa! Cool. I just hold up the charm here. Okay, people keep asking me about this card. I need to reread it. Enters the battlefield, make a 1/1 Thopter with flying. Second artifact to experimental synthesizer, or give a creature +2/+0. I don't know. I feel like this card isn't that strong. I haven't cast it though, but I feel like it's not that strong. I guess maybe it's a cool engineer target or a fiddlebender target. Okay. Well, here's kind of my critique of this archetype. Is that what I really like about the Fiddlebender deck is that you get to be one color, like we've seen in not only that deck, but in the I'm gonna steal the ballista, I think. Just kill it. Like we've seen in the Fiddlebender list, and the mono white version I've been playing, and the mono blue Tezzeret, no longer Tezzeret, formerly known as Tezzeret Affinity. Being one color is super important in these artifact decks. Because your mana just kind of sucks when you're playing Sentinel, like, 2 1-mana color cards of both colors, and Urza Saga, and Treasure Vaults. Although, I'm sorry, you should be playing Citadel over Treasure Vaults, but trying to play these colorless artifact lands it's just a lot of tension, I found. A lot of tension. Where your mana is just not that good. Okay, well, I do have plenty of basics. You know what I mean? So that being said, in any deck building decision you can make, you're always going to be trying to weigh the pros of adding more power to your deck, and most of the times adding power to your deck diminishes the consistency of it, which is what you've done here. You have made the deck more powerful by playing Engineer Ragavan, the red splash in the Fiddlebender deck. That being said, I don't know that the mana payoffs, the mana diminished, their mana being bad, they have to play Rustvale Bridge, is gonna be worth it. I also I just like Barb Spike. I wouldn't play the card. I would also like. I also do heavily encourage you to play the Crackdown Construct combo. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but Crackdown Construct plus Lightning Greaves is a kill, or it's infinite power. Then really the Shadow Spear on it is the real kill. But like just with Fiddlebender in the deck, it's like not that difficult to try to just Fiddlebender into the combo. It makes your big man and combo matchups much better as well. It should at least be in the sideboard if you don't want to main deck it. But yeah, I do think I would probably cut either the Barb Spiked for the Crackdown Construct, continue to test Braves of Printance if you think it's good, play Citadel over Treasure Vault. Oh bummer. Sideboard looks fine. I don't really understand the Avid Mind Sensor though. Guess it's for Titan. I think I'll bounce the Fury just to not take 6. I know that they can kill my Teferi on the way down, but my Teferi is going to die anyways. We're flooding out a little bit. The card with Synth seems neat. I don't know. I mean, Synthesizer is good. Obviously, I've been liking it a lot in the Red-Black Anvil deck. That being said, I have also absolutely kind of come to realize that like these Synthesizer decks, you want your curve to be really low, You really need your curve to be low, so Inspiring Flooded, huh? Nate, for 5 months, appreciate you. One mana short of holding this up. They have 3 cards. There's a pretty good chance they've got a Solitude for my Yorion. Otawara may be greedy in the mana base. I think it's pretty fine. I think Castle Vantress in the spot earlier, which was fine, and it's, you know, not any greed. It's better than Castle Vantress at least, or less greedy. Can you regenerate an artifact while jar? If you sack with the anvil. No, regenerating does not save you. Regenerate does not stop you from sacrificing it. Okay, I think I'm bouncing the Fury. Oh, you give out Spreading Seas and replay it. It's kind of cool. 6 mana draw card, amazing. Remember Diabolical Eagle's a good playable Magic card in Legacy? Yeah. It was also like a bit different, right? Like the environment. We're like edicting Marriott Lage and oh, sorry, I didn't take a breeding pool. Edicting Marriott Lage and Emrakul is pretty relevant. I didn't get punished, I guess. Liz Triumph, yeah, they're just reminiscing about you know, before a card like Liliana's Triumph, right? Well, we can counterspell the Fury if that's all they're on. But they've got another Solitude, though, which we are dead to. And we can counterspell this, but then they cast the Fury that we know about. Okay, so they're playing Boros brought back. I feel like our Spreading Seas are not very good. Endurance is kind of interesting against the card brought back exactly. It also trades with Fury. Why are they playing Ballista? Are they Heliod comboing? They're playing Ballista. I feel like Dress Down might be pretty good. Could the Wandering Emperor be good in this list? I don't know. We played 2 Force through Dress Down. I have played tested Wandering Emperor lately. I haven't liked the card very much. Oh, Dress Down or Showdown of Skulls plus Ballista. It's kind of cool. On the older the format, the more important it is to be proactive. That means cards like Edict lose value unless there's a specific threat. You can either race or answer a more versatile card. Yep, I think so. I think I agree. No, I don't think I have any comments. Yep. Have we come to any conclusion about its March? It seems fine. Seems fine. I think like especially in a deck like this, I do like that it gives you a density of cheap interaction. I feel like that is really what the 80 card control decks were looking for, was like another Prismatic Ending effectively, and March is better than Ending in some cases, worse than Ending in a lot of cases, and I think just getting to play the full 8 has felt pretty nice so far. I think I'm gonna plus, that's Fairy. I think Watsu will make a new format between Standard and Pioneer a couple years. If I said I thought that, it would probably not be based in like anything besides blatant speculation or wild speculation. Me saying, yeah, that's gonna happen doesn't mean anything. It wouldn't be like based in any kind of like reality. Isn't that called alchemy? I don't know. Maybe. Have a great time with Martian Legacy. I'm not sure it's good here if you're relevant zero drops. Well, Urza Saga I think is more popular in Modern right now than it's ever been. With the two top decks in the format right now being both Hammer and Titan. And it's like the two most popular decks are Hammer and Titan, and then you have a ton of people doing like a bunch of wacky artifact brews that are basically all playing Urza Saga. The card is kind of like at an all-time high, which I do think makes March pretty good at the moment. What modern deck do you own on paper? I own a few decks. I just kind of have like a generally decently sized collection. I own this deck. I think. Oh, I guess I don't own March of Otherworldly Light. I think I only have 3 Jace too. Should have the rest of it. Charmal, huh? Have I played any Pioneer off stream? Not yet. I do want to, but I'll just I'm just waiting until I get bored of Modern, or I kind of run out of ideas to start messing with Pioneer. Thoughts of replacing Ice-Fang with Squadron Hawk? I see that this is the first time you've commented in the channel, but we have actually recently implemented a new rule that if you're going to ask a question in chat, you have to make sure that you qualify it with literally just asking. So it's okay, it's your first time commenting in the chat, you didn't know, but that is a rule that we have here. But that would be great. That would vastly improve the deck. Yeah, Ephemerate Charmal does look pretty fun. I mean, I think I counterspell this one. We lost the Shadow, yeah. She was bad. It was like one of our best matchups before. Thoughts on Jace the Living Guild Pact? It's actually my least favorite Planeswalker of all time. I'm not, I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, I really dislike that card. I feel like I was pretty new to Magic when that card came out, and so like I feel like I had never really seen a terrible Planeswalker before. Like the 2-minute Tibble coming out like was a little before my time. And that was like the first like just truly terrible Planeswalker I ever saw printed. I'm like, this is a Planeswalker. What are they doing? Why is it so bad? Why do I prefer to click each action in MTGO using keyboard shortcuts? Because I can't reach the keyboard easily with my left hand, so I get to like gesture and talk with my left hand and just click with my right. Instead of being at full attention, one finger on the keyboard, one finger on the mouse, hunched over for 6 hours a day to sit back and relax a little bit. All right, that'll do. I still don't know really exactly what their deck's doing. I think I'm just gonna resubmit. They made a prince with that symbol with silver border? Really? That's cool. Okay, let's keep this. April Fool's Secret Lair. It wasn't real. Oh. That's probably it. Wait, it was an April Fool's, but they did it anyways? Magic has really changed, huh? You've changed, Magic. You're not the same game I used to play. You're not exactly the same as you were when I first got into you. And that is bad. Tybalt. There is a real silver border Tybalt. I actually have a friend of mine who collects Tybalts. I don't know if he has this one. But yeah, he probably has like 30, 40 Tybalts. Shout out to any Mr. Universes in the chat. I might have to buy him one. Could you play here in this list? We're playing Yorion instead. Yorion's a lot more powerful. It's also like, yeah, it's not as simple as just swapping Kihira for Yorion either, you know? You have to cut 20 cards from the deck. You don't have to cut 20 cards, yeah, but you don't have to. But if your question is the card Kihira more powerful than Yorion? The answer is no, and then that'll be actually $20 every month for the rest of your life for that really great insight. I wonder if I was supposed to steal there. No, don't charm all me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna charm Counterspell this turn. What do you think of the Digimon TCG? I follow MTGO on Twitter. She's probably like the funniest person I think of all the Magic content creators. She is so freaking funny, and she posts a lot about the Digimon TCG too. That is kind of, and she apparently likes that a lot. And that's actually all I know about it, is that MTG Girl likes it, but an endorsement from her is a endorsement for me, I guess. Is she funnier than Remy? I think so. I mean, Remy is hilarious. Remy is super talented. I don't know. It's also like a different kind of humor, right? Where she's like making like sketches, and he's you know, making some videos and stuff. It's a bit different. But she's really good. I think Wansea has been losing market share. Need to clean up their act before they lose lifers. That's their problem, not mine. I'm just here to play the game. Who cares? It's crazy. If you have influence on the internet, you can like literally exchange good standing in the public, and like you can literally exchange clout and influence for money. But it's a trade. It's not. You don't get to, if you're going to pump and dump crypto, you're literally blood sacrificing your influence and the good will you have in the community for money. It's wild. It's like a 1-to-1 exchange, an equivalent exchange. It's I don't know, it's wild, man. Does the opposite work? Can you buy clout? You can probably buy some, but not with crypto, probably. But I would never do that to you, chat, which is why I've actually come here to talk about my good NFT project that I've actually been super passionate about for years and years and years. It is you can buy NFTs of my deck lists. And then if you buy the NFT of the deck list, then no one can actually ever accuse you of being a net decker, because you can be like, no, I actually bought this. I have the NFT. But nobody else. But if you own the deck list, no one else can play that deck. Of course, No one else can play your deck if you own the NFT for it. Obviously, that would make them a net decker, and no one would do that. Okay, this is fine. Not sure what they're doing over there. I know somebody about LinkedIn followers. She's Esther. You know, Esther's a business major, and she's always talking about LinkedIn. Which is apparently a real place, huh? Yeah, still don't know what my opponent's doing. No idea. This can't deal damage to planeswalkers anymore, right? Yeah, it used to be able to. Think this is making good jobs? I believe it, yeah, I believe it. But I've never been that good at getting jobs, which is why I'm laughing at LinkedIn. Luris coin. It's pretty cool. Maybe I was supposed to Solitude this. I think it's probably better to let it go, though. So they just make infinite cats of 4 mana. That's well, they can, but I have Solitude to break up the combo there, so I didn't need to hold up a counterspell, if that's what you're saying. Rest in peace, Teferi. Hardcasting a Solitude should be pretty good at blanking my opponent's aggression. Yikes. Saheeli players are truly deranged. They're truly out of their mind. They're a dangerous group. They need to be stopped. They're out here putting Serum Visions in their deck. Truly a dangerous group of players. If I make a Spikeoid, will it show it for a cut? Of course. Dude, you would not believe the amount of it's kind of dying down a little bit now, but for the longest time I would get like 2 or 3 emails a week from like NFT projects and like cryptocurrency projects, like asking me to pump and dump. It was so obnoxious. But it is kind of it's been dying down lately. Yeah, would you like to sell your soul for money? And I was like, I already sold it to be good at deck building. What, Merc type players with Serum Visions? That's like a little less deranged. Oh my god. Oh boy, oh boy. Dude, Serum Visions Synthesizer is a combo because you get to like see if you're gonna get a card. Why are they playing this? They get to copy with Saheeli? If you want to do that, there's Raid Shadow Legends, dude. So me and Esther recently put an offer in on the house, a house. That's a whole thing. We'll talk about it later, or some more later. But I was like really thinking, man, I might have to do a Raid Shadow Legends stream. I might have to do it. I don't know, man. This would really help with the down payment. So if I do a Raid Shadow Legends stream, it's so I can I'm buying a home for Esther. I'm trying to provide for the love of my life, okay? So you guys better download it. Yeah, it's for a good cause. Alright, let's Solitude that. This costs how much white mana? Yeah, found the price, huh? The price is needing money. A horrible price. Yeah, I don't understand how Raid can afford to offer the amount they offer. I genuinely believe, and what's crazy is I can say this kind of stuff and they'll still sponsor me anyways, but I genuinely believe Raid Shadow Legends is a money laundering front. I don't think that there's any other reasonable explanation. It just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense the amount of money they spend. People spend a lot of money on games like that. That's what people keep saying. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything. I can also say that. I'm not a very knowledgeable person, but boy, it doesn't make any sense to me. Alright? That's all I can say. You can't say that on stream. I mean, this is speculation. I can say that. One of the top spinners of the game spends like 10K a month. Okay, if that's one of the top spenders, I'll tell you for what they're offering, that it seems like it's not a very good deal, because, or like, I can't remember the last amount of money they offered me, but like, I'm not Asmongold. I'm not someone with a gigantic, huge following. But they did offer me it's thousands of dollars, you know. It's for like a 2-hour stream. It really doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're pretty sure we're dead here. How's March? But it's been pretty good. I don't know. All I'm saying is there's something fishy going on. There's something fishy going on with Raid Shadow Legends. I really believe that in a few years, like, we're gonna, like, some big scandal is gonna come out with it, and like every YouTuber who's been promoting it's gonna be like, and obviously not that like they, you know, knew, but that's my prediction. That's my guess. I think I'm gonna trim ending, have more instant speed interaction, play 2 dress down, 2 veto. Rachel has choice wave revenue is 330 million. Yeah, that seems low. You know, I don't know. It's like, just like, see, here's the thing. Like they offer me thousands of dollars for a 2-hour stream, right? I'm a 1K Andy. It's fine, right? That's fine in a gaming community. But you also see Raid Shadow Legends on like YouTube channels with millions of subscribers. You see it on streams with like 10,000 viewers, you know? And like they're offering them a lot more money than me. They're offering them a lot more money than me too. And you see it everywhere. Everywhere. They spend like I wouldn't be surprised if they spent you know, what would you say? They made 300 million last year. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how much they spent on advertising. I can keep this and then Abundant Growth my Mystic Gate, I guess, or I can just Abundant Growth the Heath and hope to draw another land. I think I'll do that. They spend 10 million a year in ads. I don't know. It just feels so low. But maybe I don't know. Maybe what do I know? I don't know anything. This is all speculation. I could just say that I just sniff some weirdness. I can sniff some weirdness. That being said, if I really need to, you know, I'm not above it necessarily. Everybody's got their price. They just haven't found it yet. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to slam Teferi. Obviously, this goes horrible if they have like a dispute into their own Teferi, but it doesn't feel that likely. I just summon the best cards to my opponent's hands at will. It's a horrible power I have to just summon the best cards to my opponent's hands at will. Just you've been Brave for 2 years? No, I'm really happy you're saying that. I'm happy someone's saying I play the game, I enjoy the game. I just have this amazing, horrible power. I can just summon the nuts to my opponent's hands. It's quite the curse. Yeah, I mean, I would feel better about streaming a game if I thought the game was good and that people actually enjoyed it, but that is not currently my impression of Raid Shadow Legends, to be honest. Yeah, I can. Man. I think even without dispute, letting them resolve Teferi is not great. Maybe you're right. It's definitely better if I have my own Teferi in play. I also have the Ice-Fang. I get to slam Jace, you know. Of course, you gifting 5 subs. Thank you so much, dude. Hopefully, we get to see you in Chicago, huh? Red raid to level 25. New student thing for them. I'll be about the claim sucks more than Industrial Street Vacuum Cleaner. Yeah, that's my impression too. Like, it could be better than I think. I know Great View explains how much money those guys games gonna make. I believe it. I think I should probably just double Ice-Fang here instead of marching this. Remand. Okay. So now I should march. So I march. This costs 2 less. So I have to spend 2 mana to exile this. Oh, March can't kill Planeswalkers. Right. Okay. Forgot. Oh, then we probably... Then, sorry, I should be playing more endings. That's my bad, I forgot. Never stream something like Slay the Spire Monster Train. I'm going to play some Elden Ring tomorrow night, actually. My first variety stream in... years actually at this point. I used to stream like Dark Souls like somewhat regularly before this stream was my full-time job, but you know it's pretty important to you know, give the people what they want if I'm doing this for a living. But I'm really excited to play Elden Ring. And it actually comes out like a really perfect time tomorrow, like 6 p.m. I end up working out with my D&D group. We're gonna play on Friday instead. And then I don't know if how much I'll play beyond just like tomorrow's stream, but probably a little bit. I think as long as Elden Ring doesn't impact the Magic time slot. Yeah. I'm not planning on. I'm gonna do Thursday stream as normal. And then take a break until Elden Ring comes out like 3 hours after the end of the normal stream, and then just kind of play it for like 5 or 6 hours for, you know, like I would be doing normally just on stream. And then I don't necessarily plan to continue it on stream unless we end up having a ton of fun and then I want to. But it'll be at least good for like the first night, right? Am I good at Souls games? Well, it depends on what you mean by good. I actually once completed a no-death run of Dark Souls on this stream once. But I'm not like a speedrunner, challenge runner. I would say that I'm above average at Souls games. Why not plus Teferi so it doesn't die to Bolt? I don't really mind if it dies to Bolt because that means they're killing Teferi, not an Ice-Fang. I don't want these Ice-Fangs to kill their Teferi. That's the worst means yes. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would say that I'm definitely better than the average Souls player, right? Like, the average Soul player has not beaten Dark Souls without dying. But as far as, like, a person on Twitch who plays Dark Souls, I'm garbage. You know what I mean? Like, the people who play Dark Souls on Twitch are, like, beating every single game FromSoft has ever played in a row without taking a single hit. That's not an exaggeration, so... yeah, as far as Twitch goes, I'm pretty bad. But as far as, you know, humans go, I'm okay. Tink, 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 tink. Bolt. Okay. I think I need to play the Solitude here. That's a cat though. They just discarded a cat, so they definitely have one. Alice March has been okay. It was honestly my mistake that I trimmed endings over March. I forgot that it misses Planeswalkers, but we have exiled some Urza Sagas with it for 1 mana. I've liked it. KD, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think on a lot of control decks you'll just play like 1 March as like an extra Prismatic Ending, but I was interested in playing this list because it's a Yorion control deck that actually wants to play the full 4, in my opinion. Hey, KD. Yeah, I think that people get a little too hung up on like the fact that the exile part of March is not that good. Like, you really don't want to be exiling cards to cast your removal spell, but it's really just like a small upside on like an otherwise pretty good card, in my opinion. Yeah, I will definitely say also that hold on. Yeah, if we go Ice-Fang this turn, Snowland next turn, I have Death Touch. I can play the Breeding Pool. Basically everybody who's been telling me that they've been playing March, they've all said that they really like the card too. This is and when I've played against the card, it's looked pretty good. So the initial reports are coming back pretty high for it. Yeah, Reality Chip is really good against Ice-Fang. Guys, I think I might have been wrong about Reality Chip. I hate to say the W word. I really hate to say the W word, but Reality Chip's been looking kind of good lately. Am I vindicated yet? Well, Jiggy, you like Reality Chip is good in Hammer, I think. And that feels like a pretty different environment than like you like it just in Breach. I think it's a lot worse in Breach than it is in Hammer. What can I say? No, I would say you're not vindicated. So we're gonna take 11, but then we do get to double Ice-Fang next turn. This time both with Death Touch. One day I'll show you. I mean, like, the Reality Chip does cost the full 5 mana in your deck most of the time. In Hammer, it usually just costs 2. Yeah, I've been watching Eyelash play with the card too. Looks pretty good there. I hate to say the W word. I just hate to say that I'm wrong, that you're wrong. It's the worst thing I could possibly say about someone is that they're wrong. But yeah, I think I was wrong about Reality Chip and Blue White Hammer. I think this is going to be a spot where March is better than Ending, because I can just exile Paladin for 1 mana next turn and try to catch back up. Couldn't do that with Ending necessarily. You kind of need to draw a land, but there's a land. Okay, so we go Growth here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a somewhat, I guess somewhat is, I don't know how common this is going to be, but just like the fact that if you've drawn a bunch of cards, but you're a little behind on board, March lets you catch up. Just like exactly in this spot is pretty interesting to me. You can gem Elden Ring. Yeah, I currently plan on playing. I currently plan on streaming some of it tomorrow night when it comes out. think I let this go because they've got the Luris. Now we're playing Jace that turn instead of Growth. Well, I wanted to hold up the counter magic for the Luris, but maybe playing Jace is better than that. I definitely feel like Jace is better than that now that they've done this. I'm still holding up the counterspell for the Luris. There's like no chance that they play it, I think, at this point. So I think I'm gonna steal the Sentinel now. Could have played Teferi and Plested March. Yeah, that was better. Sorry, I was thinking that I was gonna be in like really good shape holding up counter magic for Luris. I absolutely agree that my opponent being able to play 3 more like good creatures this turn makes my play of not playing a Planeswalker look a lot worse. I really didn't expect this though. Yeah, I was not expecting them to play 3 good creatures. I will go for Teferi plus hold up counterspell here though. It's a pretty good draw. Where's the beef? An excellent question, Skulkers. I guess they can, yeah, they can Stoneforge put in, ooh. Black. So much gas. Consideration to just X artifact, make turn off Metalcraft. We know they have Shadow Spear in hand, so turning off Metalcraft doesn't do anything. Mulligan. Keep this one. Putting back the Jace, I think. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, no real need to just main phase ending this, especially when I've got the March at instant speed exile this. Thoughts on recent cards been printed with these multiple types and subwipes? What's a good way to use them to your advantage? That's a really, really broad question. I usually, for the most part, do not evaluate cards like that broadly. I'm not like the, you know. I think evaluating cards with that broad of a mindset is usually a trap. Like, I think that I tend to like to look at cards on a very individual basis. Is this card good? Is this, you know, is this card good? Is this card good? And not like, oh, this is an artifact. This is a creature. I need to think about all of the creature artifacts. I need to think about all of the creature artifacts at once and how I could possibly use them to my advantage. I think I'll go ahead and just exile that. Yeah, we have 4 March 4 ending because we're a Yorion deck, so we have 8, you know, good cheap interactive spells now, which is good. Yeah, March and Saga for 1 mana at instant speed, which is very relevant in this format right now. GP, appreciate you. Congrats on not having a mullet. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Esther and Ragavan. Yeah, March also hitting Dash Ragavan is a pretty big deal. Morning, Sanchez. Alright, let's just exile the Smith here. See what you mean. I guess I want to ask you besides Tarmogoyf, what's a good payoff for types? I mean, Dragon Rage's Channeler and Holy Heat. Traverse the Ubenwald. Not Grim Player. Not Grim Player. Yeah, 3 times the charm, huh? It's funny. Yeah, responding to the Urza Saga trigger is a pretty important trick to know about, so that they never have the chance to tap it for mana. Got Spell Pierce. Doesn't seem like it. Definitely getting a basic here, so my Ice-Fang has Death Touch though, and that my Prairie Stream enters untapped. Let's put this over here with the rest of the Archmage's charm. This attack means likely no hammer because they would have played the Ornithopter or attacked the Ornithopter too. I think I'm still interested in blocking because the Stoneforge Mystic does mean as long as that's in play, they can get an equipment in through a piece of counter magic, which is pretty good against my hand of 3 potential counter spells. Okay, I guess they don't have Spell Pierce. I can't imagine that Charm would be resolving this quickly if they had Pierce. Notably, I cannot go to Teferi into Charm and pay for Pierce, but I do think that my read is that they don't have it. Maybe they were just F6 through the turn though. I also don't think that they have 2 hammers. Yeah, so I mean, in order for my opponent to kill me, they would need to have land, hammer, Spell Pierce. So I'm probably not supposed to be. I guess they get hammer end of turn. But the Neo blue-white 8-drum affinity. So I think the blue-white version is fine. I've been playing a mono-blue variant that forgoes the white cards for more consistent mana that all enters untapped, the ability to play Darksteel Citadel. And I've been liking that version more than the blue-white versions. Yeah, the mono blue deck definitely like runs hot and cold, where it doesn't mulligan very well, but if you can keep like good 7s or like good 6s, then you're gonna do some powerful stuff. They did have the Pierce? Alright, weird that they just didn't Pierce the first couple ones. We played a lot of Anvil yesterday. I don't think I'm going to necessarily play one today. My plan was to play this into a league of Greasefang, into potentially another league of Mono Blue. We're kind of entering the phase in the phase of testing new brews where I think we've got like some clear forerunners for the best new decks with Just gonna counter that. With the Anvil deck and the Mono Blue decks looking like the best of the new brews. And so like usually like when we kind of narrow down like what's looking the best, that's when we kind of start to like laser focus a little bit on those lists. But I still I still have like this list I want to be testing out, and then a couple of other ideas. I want to get one more league in with Greasefang. And then I know I said I was going to do this last week, but I didn't want to do it last week because I just feel like I hadn't explored all the ideas yet. But I'm going to be doing at some point a big post on Twitter talking about all of the Neon Dynasty decks I've played and which ones I liked, which ones I didn't like, all those thoughts. And then maybe also a Channel Fireball article, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I usually like the articles to be a little more focused, So, like, we'll see how the Twitter post comes out. There's a Mono Blue list. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of that one. You can find it in the Stream Decker, like you can find any of the lists. But that one's been certainly very promising. You guys like drawing cards? I also get mono blue tempo. Okay. It's not that. It's an affinity list. Yeah, people are like, people are pretty obsessed with like, let's play ninjas with mono blue fairy ninjas has been a pretty common request, and it's just like, boy, do those decks suck. I don't know, man. I don't believe in them, unfortunately. It's the way to short stream decker. It should show you the most recent first. What are we gonna hug Athena broken? Well, but Athena's a husky, so she doesn't usually like to be hugged. Sometimes. It's pretty rare that Athena's, you know, down for a good old hug. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing about the ninjutsuing Blightsteel into play. I thought that, like, for sure, like, day one, Saffron Olive was gonna have, like, a ninjutsu Blightsteel, like, video. I don't think he's done it yet. Has he done it yet? I want to watch it. Like, I really want to watch it. But I don't know. Like, is it? I don't want to do it. I don't want to be the one that has to do it. I don't want to be the guy that has to, like, lose 4 matches of my league, and then we get to ninjutsu Blightsteel one time, and like, wow, we did it. Cess, do you have a hat preference, or do you want me to choose? Bosch and rolled it? Okay, cool. As long as someone did it. Any chance you cut a Jace for Toski? Not in this list. You don't have nearly enough creatures. Huskies like treats? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just, you know, Huskies in general are not very, affectionate dogs, but they are good. Am I really getting a Prismatic Ending reality chip? Yes, I am. Feel a bit better about it now we've got Verdict coming next turn, I guess. Hat Shark? Deal, I think. Hold on. Play a creature. Luris in the Ham. Should I wait on the Verdict? I could wait. It's kind of unlikely that they... It's kind of unlikely that they are going to jam Luris, but I really hope that they do. And it's also true that I can, like, at least pay for Sentinel next turn. Oh, sick. Does the additional one that you pay into Sentinel count towards Converge? It does not, no. It's not like Thalia makes the card cost 1 more. Sentinel doesn't make the card cost 1 more, but it makes you pay an extra 1 after you've already cast it. Right? I hope that my opponent's Spell pierces my Verdict. Feels good. That feels good. That feels very good. You've got Dress Down to kill the construct tokens. I'm a bit worried, I suppose, about Spell Pierce on Teferi if I go like Teferi into Dress Down. So I guess what I can do is Jace. Trying to think, do I want another Solitude or do I want a Teferi? I think I'll pitch, if I'm gonna pitch Solitude, I'll pitch Teferi, because if I'm pitching Solitude, I'm saving my Jace, because they go Spell Pierce on my Spreading Seas, and I Solitude their construct, and then I get to save Jace. Yeah, I've watched him Bosch and Roll videos. He does some cool brewing and in older formats. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Solitude the Lion Sash, I think. This way, I can use the Dress Down to kill the Construct, and my Jace survives the attack. It's obviously bad if they have a 0 mana artifact creature, but I don't think that they do. Alright, definitely happy enough to shuffle these away. Yorion on the hand, Dress Down and compete for Spell Pierce. ATT, thank you for the tier 1, appreciate you for 5 months. Hoping for a tournament this weekend. I want to play Rectus Rock. Interested thoughts of Red Black Channel Lands. I think the Red Black Channel Lands are gonna be very good. Like the Red Black lists have a lot of legends in them, and then I plan on cutting 2 Blackleaf Cliffs. The Blackleaf Cliffs are a bit worse than they would be in other Red Black lists because you have 3 Den of the Bugbears, so you have a lot of like fast land effects already. I was thinking, okay. I guess they're just conceding. I was thinking about playing some of that today potentially if everything else fell through. But it's on my to-do list. It's just like not the most exciting thing, right? Just playing 2 channel lands in a deck that I've played a million times during the trophy race. I'm gonna look on this. I'm gonna draw against Laris. Gonna keep this one though. Probably putting back Solitude on the mulligan. Aspiring Vantage. Goblin Guide. Teferi on top. Okay, I'm gonna, I think, Growth on turn 1. I know I could march this, pitching the Teferi, but I'm already on the mulligan. I think I'll just take an extra hit. Okay, Solitude on top. I guess we'll just use 3 cards to get rid of their creatures here. House of March so far. I've liked it. We've exiled a bunch of sagas for 1 mana. I feel like it really fits home here where the deck was just like this deck played Ontanice first. Ontanice is fine. March is more versatile. I think it's better than Ontanice, and it is you know, a lot of people say that it's just a worse Prismatic Ending, and I really feel like that is a very much a half truth where it is in my opinion worse than Ending, but it has been better than it in a decent amount of spots. Like it's better against Saga and Ragavan, or sorry, well, it's better against Dashed Ragavan. Maybe it's not better than Ragavan on turn 1 on the draw. But it's been good. It's been good. I've liked it. Have I marched a Titan? I haven't. No, we haven't played against Titan with this deck today. But at the very least in this 80 card deck, like, you're pretty just happy to play both. I don't think March and Ending are comparable. I mean, they're absolutely comparable. They are premium white removal spells in Modern that both cost 1 white X. They have the same casting cost. They're pretty comparable. But they are different. I mean, yeah, we have alternate cast with oh bummer. We have alternate cast with March. Like it's come up mostly when we have a lot of cards in our hand and we just really need to deal with something and get back ahead on board. Something like this. Yeah, he also excels man lands. Why does everyone hate Titan? People hate Titan when it gets like really popular. Although it's starting to feel like it's dying down a little. Is there any way you can place the Ragavans in red black? Yeah, you can play Voldaren Epicer instead. But it's not gonna be as good. People hate what they understand. Can you cast March pitching a white card through Chalice in 1? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think that I probably will end up building a more budget version of the red black list. Like, you can actually probably build it pretty cheaply without Ragavans or Sagas and have it be, like, passable. That being said, if you play without Ragavans and Sagas, like, I don't think that you necessarily make your game one's plan that much weaker. But what really happens is against against Rest in Peace and Stony Silence and you know, Chalice, if you already played the Ragavan, like Ragavan and Urza Saga just sometimes overpower you know, these hate pieces. Like you play Ragavan on 1, they spend their turn 2 playing a lock piece, and then Ragavan like starts to get you value. You play Urza Saga, you make big tokens, and you leverage the fact that they took their turn 2 off to play a lock piece to, like, you know, out tempo them. And without Ragavan and Saga, like, you really lose the ability to overpower hate pieces. So that's something to note if you're gonna play a budget version of the Anvil deck. Like, game ones are gonna be okay, I think, but your sideboard games are gonna get a lot harder. And maybe that's okay. Maybe you end up playing more sideboard cards for these kinds of matchups too. I think I'm not supposed to force the Lava Spike. Maybe fine too though. Double Spreading Seas is so gnarly here. I think you read Jack. Okay, we do have a march for this. Not right now, of course. Another Ice-Fang on top. Just pass back. I don't think that I want to exile my Teferi. I think we'll be fine. Do you think Blue Phase should be a Spreading Seas deck? I have no opinions on mono blue fairies. I have no opinions. Okay, ignoring Jace. A fine strategy. Albeit a bold one. Two mana seems pretty expensive here. What's your point? Just trying to evaluate March in that spot. I mean, when you compare it to like any other spell that you could be playing in instead, like Ending doesn't exile at instant speed in that spot, which is a big problem. Neither does Ontanice. Okay, so we can go Teferi plus Ending pitching. I'm assuming this works. We could Ending pitching 2 Teferis to not trigger the Eidolon here. Counterspell up. Yeah, this has been the spot where we've used the exile on March the most often. We're just having millions of cards on hands and just need to catch up a little bit. Obviously, Counterspell is exactly what we're looking for here. Go down to 5. Yeah, so my current plan is to stream Elden Ring tomorrow night. Yeah, do the regular stream tomorrow, and then take my usual break, and then when Elden Ring goes live, I'll be playing some of it. I do need to find more counter magic. Digging as deep as I can. There you go. What's happening tomorrow? A video game called Elden Ring that I and a lot of people have been waiting for a long time comes out, and I enjoy those games a lot. They're the Dark Souls franchise. So we're just gonna spend some time relaxing, just doing a little variety streaming. then we'll be back Friday. It's not gonna impact the usual Magic streams, but just, you know, I'm gonna be playing it anyways that night, and so I just figured I'd stream it. Since I happen to be a Dark Souls fan who streams for a living. What is this? Quiche? I think yes, sir. Alright, we get to ultimate the Teferi next turn. Game ends after that. Dark Souls, the horsemanship. Yeah, the horses look interesting. I don't know how much I'll use them. We'll see. I feel like I'm gonna really be inclined to play the game like I play most of them. Just, you know, grab a great sword and dodge everything. But I'm gonna try to keep an open mind and try to, you know, think of this as a new game. Where I had a lot of people had a lot of issues with Sekiro, where it's just like just took me so long to like learn how Sekiro works. Sekiro is just so different, but I ended up like Sekiro. I think is my favorite one. Okay, going to game 3. I think on the draw I maybe don't want the Spreading Seas. Nah, seas are too important. Maybe I want to trim on Ice-Fang. Ice-Fang is like really just not death touching on the draw that often. Do you think you should play Marching for Hallowed Tree? Probably, yeah. Hallowed March has been pretty good. I've liked it. Yeah, I agree. Sekiro has a really good combat system. It was just really hard to get used to. Like, I think the posture mechanic makes for really satisfying gameplay that like really rewards you for like pushing your aggression, and it makes moments like really tense, and like when you get there it just feels so good. So March is still less than Prismatic. Well, they're just different cards, you know what I mean? But overall, yeah, I do think Prismatic Ending is better than March, but like, we've exiled a lot of sagas for 1 mana at instant speed, which Ending can't do. I think we exiled some Dash Ragavans. Maybe we didn't, but you can do that. Yeah, there have been plenty of spots so far where March has been better than Ending. But overall, I do think Ending is better. Probably. I see they might sack the canyon, but that was fine with me because they were missing lands. I wasn't that into Sekiro over Souls. Restrictions and the character. Felt like everything has only one solution instead of dizzying that Souls has. Yeah, I do agree with that assessment that like you know, you couldn't do a lot of different things in Sekiro like you could do in the Souls games, but that's fine, right? It's just its own game. You know. I do think it's like really good that they were branching out and trying new things. I'm gonna start figuring out where to take my blue-white control list for March. I think 1-3 split with Prismatic. Maybe. I don't know. I think that you probably want to play like 4 Prismatic 1 March or like 4 Prismatic 2 March. But I have a hard time wanting to cut Prismatic Ending from blue-white control. All right, 3-1. I'm not actually sure what the loss was to. I'm sure someone in chat remembers. It was second round. I remember that we beat Hammer in round 3, and then we just beat deck. A burn. Oh, it was just Guy Copycat. That's right. That's right. I don't know. I got pretty hard by Dispute into Teferi. What can I say? You think they should have the Valkyrie package? Not really, no. Like, so bringing to light for Valky is more powerful than... Hold on, what am I doing here? I think I'm Ice-Fanging. Yeah, so yeah, bringing to light for Valky is more powerful than casting a Teferi hero on average, but it's also definitely true that it makes your mana worse usually because you have to play like off-color cards, and makes your mana worse because you have to play off-color cards typically, and it also means you're going to draw Tibalt sometimes, which is usually a dead draw step, which is tough. So I'm not saying that the Bring to Light Valky package is, you know, just unplayable, but I tend to think that it's not where you want to be in this kind of shell necessarily. I guess I could just... I'm trying to think. Like, I want to get rid of the Sentinel this turn. But do I want to do that with March or Ending? I think I'll use... Since I have 2 Endings, I'll just use a Ending here. Prairie Stream over Colonnade. Well, you can't fetch for a Celestial Colonnade, unfortunately. Any chance to see the Pioneer soon? There's always a chance. I think I'm fine trading Ice-Fang for Minmite. Like, they have a Springleaf Drum in play, so it's like definitely feels worth a card. And then I want to Ending the Nettle Cyst itself, as opposed to just get rid of the token. That being said, this turn I think it makes a lot of sense to just March one of the Nettle Cysts, and then next turn I can go Ending with Counterspell up, or Spreading Seas of Saga plus Ending. Any reason to play Island over Tap Duel? It gives my Ice-Fang Death Touch, which is like not that likely to be relevant, but the dual land also enters untapped the next turn, so there doesn't seem to be much reason to play the Tap Duel. Yeah, Winota's always been a card I've kind of had my eyes on in Modern. Surely Mirror Box will make Winota playable. And they've got 1 card left. Okay, they've got 3 cards left. Eggs. I think I'm not going to pay. It's just like there's so many cards that are a disaster if they resolve. Thought Monitor, Urza. Thought an Emperor for control. I tried out the Wandering Emperor. I don't think it's very good. But I haven't tested it very much. I haven't played more than like maybe 6 matches total with it in the deck. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like letting Thoughtcast resolve was kind of risky. This is obviously the downside of not countering. I think I'll leave up the ability to Ice-Fang over Charm here. Alright, great draws. Yeah, I know. Wandering Emperor is interesting. I don't hate the card. It did, like, I will also say this is something that is important to remember when you're brewing in Modern. Is like, the Wandering Emperor is a 4-mana Planeswalker that generates a decent amount of value, but there are no shortage of, like, fine 4-mana Planeswalkers in Modern. There's just no end to them. Aggie, thank you for 3 months. Appreciate you. Alright, surely my opponent is out of gas now. I didn't see your question, Master Mike. You can repost it and maybe I'll see it this time. I also have a quiche to eat, which is not a euphemism. I'm gonna get a quiche. How do you weigh giving a card there versus not having counterspell up? I give the extra card in my opinion. It's tough. I know I kind of made the opposite choice the other turn, but so when I gave them a card the first time to give them counterspell up, they were untapping with 4 cards in their hand as opposed to this turn where they're only going to have 1. Oh, what a disaster! Now I even have to shuffle away the other Jace too. Yeah, but that was the thing. Is like they're only untapping with 1 card in their hand, but before they had 4, so like the chances they could slam an Urza, like they did, were certainly a lot higher. Being able to just grab Yorion and draw 2 cards is pretty good though. Yeah, but it just all depends, Master Bike. Like, you know, usually you want to try to pay for Sentinel, but sometimes like, I guess the key is like identifying, are you going to lose the game if you don't play anything this turn? Then usually on those turns you want to give them the card with Sentinel. Thoughts on blue-black Kaito with Shadow for a cheap threat? Well, here's the thing about Shadow, is that it's like not that often a cheap threat that you're actually playing on turns 1 or 2. Like you usually play Shadow on turn 3 in Modern. So that you know, that's a bit of a weird tension. It's also true like Kaito's not better than having Luris, I think. So like where I'm at with Kaito is if you're gonna play it in like a Ragavan Tempo Shell, you need to play Murktide because that's like the main reason to not play Luris. And so we tried that already, like blue-red Murktide splashing for Kaito, and it seemed okay. Okay, up a game against blue-white Urza Affinity. Definitely bringing in these dress downs. I'm gonna cut a Force of Negation. I'm gonna take a bite of quiche. I have so many answers to Saga. I might just trim on Spreading Seas. What should I cut in your affinity list for 3 auto chips? They are worth it with Urza. I very strongly disagree, so you can figure it out. But I don't think that they are worth it with Urza. Here's the thing. A card that is worth it when you have Urza in play, you have misevaluated it, in my opinion, right? Because like a card that is good when you have Urza and a lot of mana is a win more card. When you have Urza and a lot of mana, you're usually winning that game anyways. And Reality Chip is, I think as you've identified, going to look pretty medium when you don't have Urza going. But again, you know, I'm not always right. We can each state our piece and, you know, move on. But, you know, it's really tough for me to recommend what to change when I don't think you should make the change. I think I like playing the growth here instead of holding up dress down because I'm going to want to dress down later. I could maybe have Ice-Fang this turn. But then I can't hold up Charm the following turn. Yeah, but a lot of cards look better when you have Urza and 1,000,000 mana. Yeah, hopefully they're just making mana here. Okay, cool. The 2 mana 0/4 artifact creature. I mean, it's a pretty weak one. Like, there's a big difference between 1 mana artifacts and 2 mana artifacts in the affinity list. Where 1 mana artifacts like let you like chain Moonstare and Drums like a lot better into having like a big powerful turn the next turn. But like I think like cheap 2 mana artifacts are a lot more mediocre in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, 2 is twice as much as 1. I like Moonsnare and Dreadnought are both 2 cards that are just gonna sit and play and do nothing a decent chunk of the time. But the fact that, you know, Dreadnought is a 1 mana card that just sits and plays, taps the Moonsnare, gives you affinity. It really is a big difference in my opinion. Curious, Spike. You said that Psy is bad, but here you are countering it. Yikes. They bounce their own Min-Might and then replay it. I don't... Didn't they just unequipped the Min-Might. That's all that did, is just unequip the Min-Might. Dreadnought's really good at Affinity Association. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, obviously, like, we just disagree about this. And, you know, I think it's just fine to agree to disagree in these kind of spots. And if you think Chip is good, then play it. Play it. Prove me wrong, you know? You might be right. Yikes. Just when you think it might be over, huh? Just when you think it might be over, they cast another Thought Monitor and another Thought Monitor. Is March really good? I think it shines specifically, at least I'm thinking that it's going to be good in this Yorion shell, where you just have a higher need for cheap interaction like this. And March has been very good. I have definitely liked the card so far. And seeing it played against me, I've liked it. Seeing other people talk about it, I've seen a lot of people that I respect saying that they like the card. But it also, I do think the jury is still out. You cannot hit Teferi here with the March, which is a bit of a bummer. I think I'm gonna Jace minus on the constructs. March seems very popular, bud. IDK if I'm getting it. But I don't care if I'm getting it. Yeah, I think you're overthinking it. Like, this deck is playing 4 March 4 Ending because it's interested in playing 8 cheap interactive spells. March is better against Urza Saga. It's better against Dash Ragavan. It's better when you have a lot of cards in your hand and you need to get back ahead on board. But yeah, Ending is better most of the time. But, you know, the fact that March is, like, marginally worse than the best removal spell in the format is, you know, not that bad of a review of the card, you know what I mean? Like, marginally worse than the best, one of the best cards in the entire format is still a pretty good card, and it's still a pretty playable card. You know what I mean? March can't hit Murktide? I mean, it can. But this deck also has a lot of answers to Murktide. March for Solitude. We also have 4 Solitude in the deck. Solitude is a different card. You know, it's kind of a harder card to evaluate. Okay, do I want a Jace or a Teferi? I think I actually kind of want a Jace. I just need to dig for Brainstorm. Maybe we should call it almost as good instead of slightly worse. I don't know. Oh, whoops. Okay, I didn't understand where the attacks were happening. I thought that the Min-Might was attacking the Jace. I guess not. Found a Jace anyways. One mana shy of the stupid Supreme Verdict. Do I need to use the Charm to steal? Because that's more mana efficient. I think I'll just cycle a Spreading Seas instead. And then march the token. Bin might have trample. Yeah, but it was a 2/2 bin might. My Jace was at 2 loyalty. Obviously I missed something. Thought mine was going at Jace. Yeah, I thought all 3 monitors were going at Teferi. That's where I got confused. Kind of a wacky board state, huh? But I do have a verdict. They've got 5 cards in their hand, and they still have this Teferi the Fun Raveler in play. I think I'm going to give them a card so that I can Yorion in my hand after verdicting. I think Yorion's going to be potentially a good way to catch back up on cards next turn. It's going to draw me 3. Could also give me other options here. Yeah. Your turn. No, I don't do donut decks anymore. But only has 25 cards left in their library. Blade of the Oni and Hammer. I've died to Blade of the Oni out of Hammer, but I don't think it's very good, to be honest. I could be wrong. But I died to it, but I was still like not sure how good it looked. At the very least, it does seem like not as good as potentially splashing for other options. Yeah, let's give them 1 card, and then I'm gonna draw 2. Okay, there's an answer for the Teferi. They've got 22 cards left in the library. That should be, you know, plenty, right? Especially when they've got all these Nettle systems in the deck. Jeez. They bounce Moonsnare prototypes, so they have the ability to channel a Moonsnare now. Somebody issues a cover to announce stream. Do you think Chalice is a toxic card to Magic? I don't know. I don't think I am the person to declare any card toxic. I think lock pieces are an important part of Magic's overall design and balance. I think that Chalice is one of the most iconic lock pieces of all time. I also think that it's really easy to have a card like Chalice of the Void be really good against you specifically. Like, it's really easy to like play a lot of decks that are bad against Chalice and then declare that this card that's good against you is actually toxic design and should never have been printed, and what is Wizards thinking? They hate the game, blah 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 blah. When in reality, like you just kind of like, you know, could be a bit better against it. That's something I think that is somewhat common. Is players like overly complaining about cards that are good against their pet decks. Okay, so let's steal this germ. No, one of the 3 cards is Moonsnare prototype. I would love to cast the Saga, but I've got dress down for the Saga tokens. We should be okay. March the Saga? I mean, it's way better to march the token here. I have Dressed Down to answer the Saga. I can also Yorion the Spreading Seas kill the Saga. Okay, so they're hitting the token, not the Nettlecyst. This is fine. Yeah. I do think though, if anyone is going to go as far to say that a card is toxic to the game they play, you really do need to take a good long look and see how biased you are. It's like, do you really, you know, is the card toxic, or is it an important balancing aspect of the format because it keeps decks like your pet deck in check? I don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other is the case for Chalice, but another thing that I've been thinking a lot more lately, and I've been listening to like LSV talk about this on his stream a little bit, is that balance is... LSV kept saying balance is overrated. I'm like, what? I just never really considered that. I do think, like, obviously balance is important. Balance is important, but I think a lot of players treat a card being balanced as the most important thing it could possibly be, is perfectly balanced. But I think that fun is more important than balance. Not necessarily talking about Chalice of the Void anymore, but I think that, like, Richard Garfield has talked about this sometimes, I believe, that polarizing cards, I guess like Chalice, polarizing cards like Blood Moon, Force of Will, Force of Negation, cards that you look at like, that's so unfair, that's so good, how could they do this? Like, I would rather people feel that cards are too strong or it's crazy than feel like Magic is boring. Feel like Magic is boring and yes, everything is perfectly balanced. Everything is exact, you know, it's chess. We're just playing chess. All the pieces do exactly what they're intended to do. Does that make sense? I think it's good for people to feel strongly about the game and for things to feel somewhat polarized. Obviously, there's nuance, you know what I mean? But I do agree with the idea that balance is overrated a little bit. You know what I mean? And, you know, when things get unbalanced, you know, you get to manage your ban lists and stuff, but that's something, just thinking out loud, I guess. Okay, 4-1 this league. March I do feel like felt pretty good overall. I like the overall construction of this list too. I think I both want to play another league with this deck and don't, because it's gonna take forever. Let's play another one. Let's play another one. I think I need to form more thoughts.